Okay, recording this video Thursday, 1st of March 2012, 3:02 p.m. Chicago time. Hope you had a good day's trading today. Just trying to get this video out for the close of the day. And, well, yesterday's kind of sell-off and the big move in gold and silver was part of the story, but the other part of the story was that the Chinese have been selling their US Treasury bonds. So today we've had rates kind of move up and bonds kind of start to lose it a bit. Now, I've been talking about this since January, that the story for this year might be a move up in rates and move down in bonds, and these things take a long time to kind of turn around. But here's the 10-year chart. We have rates, cyclical support kind of come in here over the last couple of days, kind of moved back to the top of this channel here. This is the 5-year, kind of broken above resistance here, strength over the last couple of days, and the 30-year. Again, cyclical support kind of come in, started to move the top of that range. So, this kind of range that we've had in rates, we're starting to test the highs of this, and you can see it in the bond contracts as well. So this is 30-year contracts bond. We had exhaustion buying, pull back to dirty end of trend, and then we've had this, topping out kind of pattern here. Rambo at the highs, a bit of a rush for the doors here, kind of selling this move down. People kind of anxious to get short, and then I call this a last roll of the dice, where you have another exhaustion pattern kind of testing the highs, kind of goes nowhere. I'd like to see blue professional bars into that move, but in this case actually what we got was blue professional bars on the way down, so professionals selling down. And then the last time we kind of test into these highs, blue professional bars, cyclical resistance, and now we're moving to the bottom of those bars. So professionals selling out at this point here, and we've got this kind of support area here at 140 that we're due for another trend move. We've been spending a lot of time in consolidation, so is this the beginning of a break below this support level into a serious move down in bonds? And then 5-year chart, kind of similar type picture. Exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, and a flush pattern here. Blue professional bars into those highs, kind of breaking the lows. A little bit of strength kind of coming in at the end of today, but this level becomes key again. And 30-year, same picture. End of trend, exhaustion buying, blue professional bars into a cyclical resistance, and we're breaking the lows of those bars. We've got that kind of ledge here at 130. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the bond charts, and kind of resumption in rates, move up in rates. However, and what's driving that is that because the Chinese are showing that they're less confident kind of buying bonds, therefore the Treasury is going to kind of step in. It means we'll have more conversations about the deficits in the US and the debt position of the US government and so on. So all of those things kind of will kind of come to the fore. But we could be seeing, I've been talking about this since the beginning of the year, how these rates have kind of bottomed, and the next move could potentially be a kind of breakdown in bond prices. So let's look at that kind of going forward. Now, so yesterday we had a sell-off in equities, but we found support, and so the only weakness I can see in my charts is end of trend on the 45-minute chart, which might be showing a left shoulder, but everything's kind of continuing to kind of rally a little bit. So this is crude. We're up to 110 here today, kind of continuing this kind of rally going forward. This is silver. Now, silver sold off yesterday. So we had the move into silver was Rambo patterns up here, getting suckered into this move with exhaustion buying, and then they kind of slam it down yesterday with like a minus 7% type move. Blue professional bar. Now, today what's happened is we've kind of held at those lows, and so is this like professionals acquiring on this down bar? We're still above breakout level on better sine wave here, so they could be using this as an acquisition zone in order to see this move kind of going forward. If this were kind of falling through the ice like this blue professional bar here through cyclical support, bang, the professionals are selling here because we have continuation, and then at the end of the move the professionals are kind of picking up because the low doesn't get broken. We start to move into an uptrend. We test that low back down here, and then we start to move up. So it's interesting that today we've actually held, and so are people, the professionals looking at this saying great buying opportunity for silver with the continuation of QE and so on, and so this is kind of rally forward. Same thing with gold. So the move down here, the bottom's kind of held. The line in the sand, the absolute low is not the line in the sand. The line in the sand is more kind of between here and this breakout point on better sine wave. So kind of give it a little bit of grace, but maybe that we could be seeing some kind of acquisition point for the professionals, and then we see a continuation of the rally in gold. Copper pullback to end of trend, still looking good, so that's still kind of holding that support level, moving up. Euro a little bit of weakness over the last couple of days, but I'm looking at this on the weekly chart for the turnover, so I still think we'll get a little bit of kind of strength in euro until we get that weekly turn. Aussie dollar continues to be strong. Kind of looks like we're coming down to a pullback to end of trend move, but we've not had exhaustion buying on the upside or pullback to end of trend yet, so Aussie dollar's still rallying. So the risk on trades are looking good, and risk off is potentially bonds kind of breaking into a downtrend. So that kind of macro picture would suggest we've still got a rally on our hands, and we've not broken X trend or anything like that. And in terms of the longer term charts, 40,500 tip bar charts, exhaustion, selling, bullish divergence came in today, and we've rallied. We've recovered quite nicely back into the 70s. 13,500. So yesterday, pull back to end of trend, flush signals, bang, we sell off pretty hard. But we've had exhaustion, selling, bullish divergence. When you get a bullish divergence here, right on the zero line, look for something afterwards like that, a bigger kind of sell down move. Usually that ends up being a flush pattern. In this case, it was a bullish divergence pattern. Blue professional bars, cyclical support holds on 13,500, and we've rallied kind of since. The professionals are picking it up here. Amateur testing into that level, and seemingly we've held, and we're kind of breaking out to the highs. And on the 4,500, a lot of blue professional bars at the end of the day here with exhaustion buying. Not sure what the professionals are doing. Just remember there's a lot of squaring off kind of going on at the end of the day. If I show you the 1500 tip bar chart, the setups for today. So this is the beginning of the day. We had pullback to end of trend and exhaustion buying. First bearish divergence, nice signal up here, Rambo pattern, blue professional bars into that turning point, and then the release of the ISM numbers. This thing just went bang. Got a nice email from Jason saying that he was short and said it was the fastest 5 points he's ever made in his life. And I'm not surprised. I wasn't game to take that right there, just as that came out just before the release, and then as soon as the release kind of came out, it was just moving so fast it was impossible to kind of get onto that move. Anyway, we tested with a little bit of a testing down bar, amateur down bar, into a rally point here where we kind of test back up to where we kind of sold it short. Blue professional bars kind of come in, but then we've had first bullish divergence and flush patterns here, and then we set up for this kind of rally situation here. So blue professional bars buying into this support, bullish divergence, bang, we take off. I was long at 70, got out at 73 just because I saw this Rambo pattern here. I wasn't game to. It was pretty choppy and not very nice, but pull back to end of trend, and then the blue professional bar kind of comes in at the high here at 75. So it was a nice kind of signal, exhaustion signal kind of down there. Once it got up there, because I think it was so choppy, we never saw a bearish divergence, first bearish divergence. It just sold off really sharply into the lows here, and then we've had exhaustion selling, first bullish divergence. We test back down, almost like a double bottom here at 68. Bang, we've rallied on since there. So, although yesterday was a strong kind of down day, and gold and silver got whacked and so on, today we've recovered quite nicely. So we'll be looking to test the highs of the mid 70s and just see where it goes from there. And as I said, the only kind of weakness that I can see is end of trend on the 45-minute chart, which just might be a left shoulder. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, that's kind of my feelings about the market at the moment. Hope you traded well today.